Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Irham. Today, I want to review the question number one of MPU 3222 academic writing, September 23. Okay. Okay. First, we start number one. Stress related by workings. So, it is it explains how the definition of stress in a non-specific response of the body to any demand. This but this definition is provided by Hans Sally. Also, stress it means that it's the response of the body to various causes. Just, it means that the stress also responds by so many causes, such as depression, gut pressure from gut pressures, increase of the activity, and others. Okay, I was using this science, street science neuro doctrine because it has the definition of stress and it's very important definition with with analysis of the definition is that paragraph number two. But this paragraph is based on my activity, uh, based on of my activity around neighbor. The people who got suffer from the stress is get condition when they activity is got more heavier than before. All of the body is will be active and it got it takes all of our brain also to get working also. And if it get pressure, it also make our brain is very fast the activity all of our blood, our stretch, they also get say okay this say my experience from activity because also because the hard work, pressure, workload, calamity, losing their job and others. Like some example that someone the get work, but the boss gives them more and more work to do. So he has to work fast. Even he can do it, can help someone because of the work it is. And by this paragraph is it explains how the experience is of my experience is get to know what is stress. No study have deal with the concept of leadership, which are understood as factors for potential contributing to work stress at working conditions and vulnerability to cope various challenges and adversities to work by Van and all 2012-2014. Also, a famous example of this approach was formed by Robert Kafari in 2019. Well-known organizational case study have indirectly referred to important interaction effects of job demand and job division led latitude. I suggest that a correct analysis must distinguish between two important elements of the work environment at the individual level, the job demand placed on the worker and distraction permitted the work in deciding how to meet these demands. Okay, I will do this the case of work that because it's a fear, it, the fear the cases why the people get stressed because a lot of things, and also in the former by Robert Karasek, the job demand placed on the worker, the direction permitted the worker in decide how to meet this demand. I chose this because it had the basic and the answer of before paragraph. Next, for some psychology, the concept of rule stressor may be perceived as an individual different variable. It may be construed as a person inability to interpret expectation. However, in occupational stress, research rules that are more often considered to be characteristic in the system because because the people, the people activity for every people is actually different than it's very different activity and different behavior for each people. Somehow they stress because they work, somehow they get happy, but they get stressed. Actually. So it, the, the fourth paragraph, it revealed that the system of people who are those who have a stake in couple role, communicate demand, consider or opportunity that might not be achieved, whether the income of the rule as the result to cope with the stressor is when the individual different lives. Pressure emerged from one rule of require one to cope with expectation or lack of expectation communication. It means that the communication of stressor also is required one to two people by the expectation. Okay, next is next before the page 11 also in page 10 also to avoid confusion. Okay, so the solution when using the stress also even at the work job characteristic and job strength action to perceive stressful event. A situation where job related factor internal with what could change his or her psychological and or psychological conditions such that the person is forced to deviate from normal function. So, so it means the therapist empathy is essential with the creation of therapeutic relationship and thus recovery. Yet empathy also put us at risk of very strong motivation in a particular A specific type of empathic connection with our client can heighten facial risk traumatization. With the clinical treatment, if it's important to trauma or PTSD due to that stress. Because it motivates the behavior, their condition to get back to the normal, and also to guide them to out of those stress that suffer them. And lastly, the door found the process of perfect that in the treatment diet or group context. The journey of discovery during treatment process is one that unfolds for both participants as the interpersonal dynamic to get play out the trauma, the patient relief, reconnect, and re-experience as aspect of trauma experience at multiple levels of psychological function. This regular affect cognitive information processing, including trauma memory, encoding, perceptual process, and out-of-response tendency behavior disposal clearly. They are all micrally based change inducted by trauma and allostatic interruption, reflecting power of specific and adaptive behavior. Big Even 1998, Wilson Friedman, and Lindy 2001. So, so this is the most important. So this is the challenge that I found in this paragraph to understand the what to avoid the the stress people to get from the traumatized and the experience of stress people that they get traumatized, even they get suicide because of stress. By the conclusion, the people who suffer from stress mostly have a variety of cases and problems. The work life that person faces also makes stress increase in pressure from a person mental and also his activity also determine a person will get tremendous pressure. Therefore, activity that can reduce stress level are needed. Activity that reduce work pressure, ease the mind, and spend time with activities that are not burdensome also provide treatment that can relieve stress on us, even if we are often affected by stress. Even with counseling to people who understand this disease can also ease our burden because they know about this and know how to get out. Effective communication between people by giving free time well can also alleviate. With it also, this can provide social for people affected by problem with the psychiatry in order to provide peace of mind and spirit in their activity life. So yeah, so there are 4 articles that I was putting, and they're the name of the website. The Google book is used to find the article, journal, the book that make a point of the stress. Also, there the Western Michigan University. It also it's also important to find the book of the solution of stress. The Google Chrome is used to searching of the Google book to connect to find the source of this article. Next, the database. Okay, by the database is from the work stress by working because the pressure of someone and increase of activity also the people for why they get stressed. The kind of thought that acoustic in the small is only the normal so that not influence to other body. The concept is more likely to get to affect to the body And I could stop it because the activity so it suffer throughout the body, make them trauma. Solution is clinical treatment and therapy. It's important to them to get cure of the stress and also solution them to get help heal on faith and their body to get out. Yeah. Okay, by this point, also sort of a point there like something there is also important because in common rule that is on the com that with those pressure within it's where the individual from life. It conclude that the effects on the stress. Okay, I think that's enough. And thank you for following the